Yeah, hi, Tom. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Surviving.
Standing as President of British Canoeing. Is this one of your capers?
No, no. Although I can see how it looked like that from the outset. No. Yeah. I'm very serious about it. The idea hadn't occurred to me particularly. I'd seen that Ivan wasn't standing again, so nominations were open, but hadn't really thought anything of it too much until quite a few people sort of got in touch and said, "You'd be quite good at this. Like, we'd like to nominate you." And the more I sort of thought about it, the more I kind of convinced myself and thought, yeah, actually, I think I've got, yeah, I think I could do a good job, and there's some things that I could bring to the role that would sort of benefit the greater body of membership, really.
Certainly, when I moved to North Wales, you're one of the people who helped get me. I was going to say out on the water, out of the water. It's probably closer to the truth. How have you helped out kind of BC members in the past? You were part of canoe clubs and kind of came up through university and that sort of thing. But tell us your story.
I mean, I suppose, thinking about it, I've actually got a, quite a varied background. I guess as someone who's probably mainly known as a whitewater coach and guide, really. I got into the sport through the Scouts in South London, and then after that, I spent a lot of time going to the local outdoor centre that was one of the ones in London that was sort of set up around kind of youth provision. And then joined the local canoe club, Meridian Canoe Club. Got to drop the name in there, and kind of developed from there, really. And I suppose I hadn't really considered what I'd done to sort of help the membership, I suppose, or help people. Sorry, finger there. I'm doing this without a tripod. Um, and but it was only when people prompted and said, "Well, you were regional coaching organizer for North Wales for a few years, and you spent time um, uh, coordinating the student safety initiative for British Canoeing to sort of stop university canoe clubs having shockers on the river." Starting to highlight stuff like that, and helping out with the Kayaking is Not a Crime campaign, and little bits for you guys that save our rivers. Nothing, kind of compared to what you guys are doing centrally, but just little bits and pieces to help out and just kind of speed things along in the background, coupled with, yeah, kind of working with people at that grassroots level, helping them enjoy the sport and develop what they do within the sport, really, I suppose, is that kind of overall background with it. Within that, I kind of dabbled with all areas of the sport, really. Bits of slalom in the past, bits of flat water racing, mucking around in open boats, and remembering that they're brilliant. Sea kayaking, again, just enjoying being out in the water. Even little bits of sup, from time to time. And that's stuff I sort of see myself doing more in the future, really. Just kind of just having started a young family, really.
Um, so the role of British canoeing president has kind of evolved a little bit under Ivan's tenure. What do you see that role becoming should you take it on?
I I really like the direction that Ivan has taken with the role. I think that it's ultimately just having kind of the focus, I suppose, I'd like to take with it is to try and um, influence responsible and thoughtful use of the outdoors. We've had a huge influx of people taking up the sport, um, and in the last year, given uh, the pandemic and the not being able to travel abroad, so a lot of people have taken that up as a means of getting out into our fantastic countryside. Um, The problem is they may not necessarily get some of the etiquette of using the outdoors. Um, if we can give, if we can advocate good practice and not in a nasty way, in a hey guys, this is like more how it is and what we need to do to make this even better. If we can advocate to people in that way, um, then we're gonna we're gonna create a better situation further down the line in terms of ongoing access to water in the UK. Purely because if people use the environment and they maybe don't um, act with thought and care for that environment, it'd be very easy for other groups who aren't so keen on the presence of other water users, maybe to say, "Oh, those guys, look at them, they don't take care," which obviously would be completely unfair and illogical reasoning. But anything that we can do as an organisation and I can do to help advocate that to the membership in general and to new members, I think is a really positive direction to take, and it's something that I think the role is good for, and I think I could bring to the role.
But we should probably finish with a joke.
What's yellow and invisible? This lemon